Alright, welcome back to BD DIY. Today we're going to get this snowblower ready for winter, but we got a few things we got to do to it first. As you can see, we have a lot of play in the axle here, so we are going to show you how to tear this out. I've got both these wheels seized on, so we're probably going to need the heat wrench today. And we'll get the wheels off, get the axle out of it, and we're going to need new bushings. So we got to get it apart to see what we need. So stay tuned. Okay, we got our helper here holding the crowbar down. Now I heated this up with the propane torch, what I refer to as the heat wrench. Cracked it loose with the convincing tool, and now we just need to rock this back and forth. Yeah, let me see that for a minute, bud. So, let's see if we can pry a little bit here.
I realize it's probably blue paint in there now out of the crowbar.
All right, you hold that again.
Yeah, I think so. Yep. Yep.
Oop, how do we have that in there? Okay, hold her there. Careful. Oh. Let me get it back in there for you. Got it? Oh, you're not on the gear though. There. There we go. So once we do get this wheel off,
we gotta get the other one off.
Yeah, the other one should come off easier. Once we get it off though, we're gonna make sure we take it off every year and grease it. Obviously the previous owner didn't do that, and that's why the wheels get seized on. So, which is no good if you get flat in the winter. Stay tuned. All right, got some more heat on it. We'll see what happens here. Oh yeah, there we go. Don't touch that. So, a little bit of heat. We managed to get that off of there.
A little bit.
We're going to let that cool a bit, and then we'll. Don't do that. Don't. We're gonna let that cool a bit, and then we'll. Before we put this back together though, we're going to put anti-seize on this for sure. That way we don't have that problem again. So, because whatever they put on it before didn't work. All it did was catch fire. So, anyway, one wheel off. That was, I think, the hard one. Fingers crossed. Now we'll try the other side. The other side seems to have like a little spindle nut on the end of it. So, I'm hoping when I get that off that... it'll maybe slide right off, but if not, we'll put heat to that one too. Be right back. All right, so we get the other one off, as you saw. So now we're working on this one. This one's got a little bit of an axle washer or lock washer on it. I'm just gonna pry that off of there. So we're not gonna need that, because when we're all said and done here, we're gonna use the lynch pins that are supposed to be in here, and some anti-seize for sure. Not sure why they would have put this on here, but anyway, other than to This one's actually lined right up with the hole for the pin, so weird. Anyway, just never know sometimes what people are doing, and they never know what they're doing either. So I'll get this off of here, and I'm really hoping. I sprayed both sides earlier today with penetrating fluid, so come on, so close. There we go. Where that went, no idea. Doesn't matter, we're not using it again. Okay, now what are the odds? This one's already loose. Oh, sir. All right, well, it's okay. We still got the heat wrench here. So we'll heat this one up too. See if we can't get her off of there. All right. Get you guys turned around here so you can see. Get this heat up. Now I can already see too that once I get this apart, I'm gonna have to take this gear off the axle so I can get the axle out. We got this nice and hot, just like we did the other side. I'm hoping the axle's not damaged. Hopefully where those bearings have worn out, it's not worn on the axle as well. Alright, now that we've put heat to these pieces on the wheels, I'll probably wire brush them and repaint them and clean everything up. Just so they don't rust on the outside. Okay. Now let's see if we can twist that at all. Get the crowbar in here and on that gear. Not yet. Not yet. All right. Might have to heat her up a little more. I want to pry on that too hard because I end up bending that, so which we don't want to do. At least this one's lined up on the axle so I can tell if it's moving or not. Not yet. Put some more heat to her, I guess. Anyway, we'll keep at that. And once we get it loosened up here, we'll bring this back. Alright, so this side's a little harder to get off, partly because we don't have the tire on the other side. I could put it back on, I guess, but I don't really want to beat and bang and bend stuff on this. So because I've got the one side off, I should be able to just take this gear off of here and slide the whole axle out and take this shear bolt out. Ooh, it's a little warm.
After you've done that, I'm going to show you what the other one looks like.
What, the other tire? I'll just back this bolt out. That is warm, yep. Okay, now I should be able to pull this out of here without too much troubles. There she comes. A little bit of rust and grime on there, so I gotta clean this up. I'll maybe take it into work and I'll run a wire brush over it. It's okay, I got her, bud. It's okay, I got it. What's interesting is this wheel has now come loose. Guess I should have tried that earlier. Anyway, I'll take the wire brush to this axle and clean it up and throw some anti-seize on it from one end to the other, or grease it.
We should probably just get the grease gun out right now.
Okay, we need to keep that. Little washer, don't lose that. We need that for, ouch, that's sharp. Need that for spacing. There it goes. Grab that, bud. There we go. Okay. Now let's see if we can pull this out the rest of the way.
Oh, that thing's coming.
All right, hang on.
I got the crowbar.
Here, let me see. No, I need it to pry. Actually, let's do it this way. You grab me a little punch. Do you know where the punch set is? No, I don't think the crowbar will fit in here. We'll try it. Watch yourself. Oh, it will. Okay. Hammer this the rest of the way through. There, that's that side. Now, let's see. Pull it out this way. This thing's gonna fight me all the way. You can tell it hasn't been apart in a long, long time. No, never did anything to it.
This is the first time we took it apart.
It is. All right. So, I don't know if I can get the hammer on that or not. Let's see. Oops. Not the most ideal way, but it's coming. Mm-hmm. Yeah. This really truly should be a lot easier than this. But
I thought you said this one would be easier.
yeah, well, it should be. Get that bushing out. I ain't going anywhere now. No, I'm gonna try to get this wheel off and we'll pull it out the other way.
Crowbar?
No. Grab me a pair of channel locks. Okay, now
I don't know if
that should allow us to get this wheel right off of there. Look at that.
Yep.
Perfect. Okay, so we're gonna clean this up. We got the grinder here. We're gonna clean this axle up so that we can run that through the other way, and hopefully get that gear off there so we can get the axle out. All right, maybe, just maybe, that's not too hot. Might be able to get this back through here. Try to work it back through the other way if I can.
Sledge?
No. I'm gonna beat on it, the sledge. We don't need to ruin it. And that bearing on the other side. Oh, there's our bushing out. There we go.
Crowbar?
No, not the crowbar. There's a little washer we need. Okay, this should help. We got the punch set out. And I just need to find the hammer where we left it. You see the hammer there, Jace? Oh, right in there on that toolbox. All right, bring it over. Quick, quick. We're filming here. Let's go. There we go. Okay. Let's try this with the punch. This should help.
Oh, it's going.
Man, oh man. That thing is being a pain. Ow. Problem is we've got it twisted in that bushing to where it's tight. Let's see if I can spin that axle at all. Let's see if it'll come through there now. The bushing is kind of an oblong shape, so There we go. Finally.
Want the quick?
Nope. And we can pull the axle out.
Oh, it's not.
Maybe. I probably have to clean that end up with the grinder. We were just using a flappy disc on that.
I think it's right.
And just a little bit more. There. That should help us out. All right. Now we got the axle out anyway. Now we can work on this. And I'll just keep working away at the end of that until it's round enough that this gear comes off. Okay. So we've got our axle all cleaned up with the flappy wheel. I can run that all the way through there. So that's good. So now I just got to get the new bushings, and I'll show you one of them. We got one out already. So we can see the axle actually bore through the side of that one. And you can see, I think here, there we go, how oblong it is. It's not supposed to be that way, it's supposed to be round. So, and it's not supposed to be worn out on the side like that. So, we'll get a new set of those ordered. We still got this one here to take out. So we'll get them out of there and get new ones hammered into it. There we go. So it's a pile of work to get to this point, but yeah, there we go. There's the second one out. You can see how worn out it is. This bottom piece is almost worn right through. So what was happening was it was causing so much play that that pulley that we took off the axle, the chain would skip off the pulley because the axle was able to move so much. So that's why we're doing this. Got to replace this. We'll check everything else over in here, but I think everything else is okay in there. Everything else looks pretty decent. So we'll get the parts ordered. We'll finish up this video. When we get the parts ordered, we'll put it all back together and do a little bit of painting. I got some rust down here to look after, so we'll clean that up, and then we'll maybe do some maintenance on it as well. Haven't changed the oil in it yet. Oh, that's something I should mention. So obviously I've got this thing standing up like this. If you're going to do this, I suggest making sure your gas tank is empty. That way you don't leak gas everywhere. And the second thing, when you do put it back down, don't fire it up right away, because most of the oil right now that was in the bottom of the engine is now moved its way up into the cylinder. So you should let it sit just for a little bit and let the oil go back down into the crankcase, into the bottom of the crankcase. Otherwise, you can get a bunch of oil burnt off as soon as you start it up, which is not the best thing. So good way to foul the plugs. So anyway, we'll put a new spark plug in it. We'll make sure everything's tuned and ready to go. Make sure the carburetor's working right, and see if we got a bit of a mouse nest or something in here, or a squirrel or a chipmunk, or anyway, I'll get that all cleaned out too. Yeah, amazing, eh? When I opened this up, it was all packed full of peanut shells down in here. So darn animals, part of living in the country. So yeah, that's it for today. We'll finish this video up when we get the parts, and that's step one though. That's getting it apart. So we'll hopefully get the parts here in a few days, and we can get this thing back together before it snows. Thanks for watching.